My favorite part is this continuity. Isn't that crazy? I may never wear it like that because it's 1,000,000 degrees in this, but you know.
It's cold.
Yeah, it is. It was really chilly on the stage. What do you guys want to talk about? Warehouse 13, season 5.
Finally got to watch the last 2 episodes of
wow.
last night because I've been moving, so I didn't get a chance to. But so holy crap!
I know.
Right, the way it ends, it really sets up this awesome arc from the beginning to the end, where you finally have, you start off basically like as a scared girl, not knowing what's really going on. Now you're essentially going to, looks like, kick his ass, and like it looks awesome. So I know you can't really talk about it. But is there, like, what can you say about that, and what else is in season 5 for Claudia?
Well, we start off and we see what an alternate universe would be if the warehouse were run by someone else in previous years, and it's very stark and very upsetting and violent. But the Paracelsus issue is solved in an awesome, teamwork kind of way, and it was great to have that Buffy moment at the end of season 4. I didn't face off with evil Giles. Tony is amazing. He is the sweetest, kindest man, and so fun to work with. Really just sort of gives it all when he shows up on set. What else can I tell you about season 5? I mean, it's only 6 episodes, but it feels like a very full, very complete arc. We go everywhere. We do everything. I mean, episode 1 is alternate universe. We go to a Renaissance fair. We learn about Claudia's family and why her sister is in a coma and why she's dangerous. And yes, it has to do with an artifact. And yes, of course, Claudia tries to fix it, as she can't help but do. There's a telenovela episode that's half in Spanish, and the other half is Steve being doubled, so there's his work side and his super flamboyant party side. Favorite. I get to tap dance in the finale. I've been working on that for months. I'm so excited. Pulled out all the stops. I mean, this is the season that's sort of for the fans and for us to really go out with a bang.
So the show's coming to an end, and you've obviously had a lot of fun and done some great things with Jinxie over the time, and I was just wondering, is there anything that you weren't able to explore on the show through its conclusion that you wish you could have done with the character?
Well, not that we didn't do, but that I would have liked to explore more. I would have actually liked to seen a little bit more of Jinxie's sort of romantic side, and also get into a little bit more even of his backstory. I think that they created such interesting characters that I think that we could have continued to explore their backstories, and they would have been that would have been amazing. But I think we would have this season or next season or whatever if we'd had more time. But unfortunately, we only have 6 episodes. We could have done some more sort of romantic stuff or whatever. That would have been interesting to see even more so some of that side of his character and his personality. But we touched on it, but I think we could have gone farther with that.
There was a lot of chatter this past year with a lot of clothing and accessories that you wore this year, like where you had special meanings, like you had your buddies' football numbers and things like that. Did you get any, like, was that just like everybody said, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do, Eddie, or did they give you any kind of like, or you just sneak it on and just did it anyways?
No pushback at all. I mean, we have to clear that stuff through the network, and I'd like to think, like, I play nice, and when you play nice, people reciprocate, They're like, hey, he's a decent guy, he doesn't give us a hard time, so they give you a little room to swim around in, And I love being able to, I'm from Ohio, so it's nice to be able to say hi to my friends back in Ohio and give shout-outs to where I come from.
Throughout this entire run of the show, obviously the character is funny, He's humor, like he's always upbeat. He's the most upbeat character on the show. However, you know, he did have a darker side. He had the alcoholism, and there were some very, you know, serious dramatic moments throughout the show, and even closing this season with the whole thing with Micah and her cancer. Was that something that you really relished as an actor, like that you were able to go from this super high to, you know, and like I can also do this drama on this side here too?
Yeah, I mean, it was an excuse for me to ultimately express myself. I mean, I'm 13 years sober myself, and so I've been to the edge and stood and looked down, and you know, but at the same time, I'm able to still continue to make fun of myself. And I mean, so Pete really is, you know, the line between myself and Pete is incredibly blurred, and so to be able to show for me, like, hey, you know, I mean, Pete is silly and stuff, but there's a, you know, you got to peel the onion a little bit, but and I think that can be said for most people. You know, it's not always what you see is what you end up, you know, getting to know after you actually get to know someone. So, yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been the best therapy session of my life. 5-year therapy session.